Okay, what we are looking at was repeat until. I somehow closed my previous program and made a new program here. So I have this cat here pretty much again, and this time I don't have many set of codes except I'm using this repeat until. So when you press the enter, I said repeat until score becomes greater than 0. So until the score is less than 10, until it becomes greater than 10, or until it is actually the score is less than 10, the color of this sprite 1 will be changing. Same thing here. Until the score does not reach 10, the color if it does not change, but once it changes, once the score becomes more than 10, the color for sprite 2 changes. Everything's depending on the score. I will simply this time put, this is only for testing purposes. I would say here, when the space key is pressed, it simply goes and changes the score by 1. So I'll press space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I will also have to do something else. I've got to go and press enter key. I'll first set the score to 0. I'll press the enter key. As soon as I press the enter key, which means I invoked this green key, what you could see here is, since the score is less than 10, the cat or the sprite 1 continuously changes the color until the score gets to the point of 10. Actually, here. Right? Until the score becomes greater than 10, so it keeps changing the color. And this one does not change its color because until the score becomes more than 10, this is not going to change the color. So let's go check this out by changing the score by 1 at a time. I'm just going to go press the space bar, 2, 3, 4, and the sprite 1 is changing its colors, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's see what's going to happen now. It went past 12. Excellent. It did work, except it did not check something. I just have to go and simply modify one set of codes here. I just have to put everything in a forever loop inside, because it has to check continuously. Forever it should be checking the score. So I'll put this time, and now I will go reset the score to 0, set the score to 0, and I will press the enter. So the sprite 1 is continuously changing its color. It's repeating until it's greater than 0. Until it's going to be greater than 10. The color will be changing. And until this is less than 10, the color does not change. Now I'm going to go increase the score to 9 and it becomes 10. The cat stops changing its color. Oops. The cat stops changing its color, but sprite 2 does, because the cat repeat until the score is greater than 10. So 11 is greater than 10. That's why immediately it stops running this set of codes. For sprite 2, the score should be less than 10 for the sprite not to change its color. But the score has already become 11, so it starts changing the color. So that's about the control and the repeat until. Now this is very simple here. When you want to stop a set of scripts, you just go put stop script. So when I press the space bar, it plays everything inside here. Say for example, I'll ask the cat to go, forward, I'll say more 10 steps, stop script, right? When I press this, it moves 10 steps. Finally, it stops all the scripts. Actually, I have put those set of codes for sprite 2. It's not for the cat, it is for sprite 2. As you see, the set of scripts would be stopping here. Or another easiest way to understand this is when in the practical use of the stop script works when you're trying to make a game or something, and if you want a set of codes to be executed, or if you want the set of codes to be run once, then you would be putting a stop script. So all of the scripts which are under these set of codes here would be run once, and the stop script would go and stop it. But if you wanted to stop all the scripts, for example, I'm going to go here, set this code to 0. Sprite 2 will stop changing its color, and the cat has started changing its color. Now if I want to stop all of the codes at a time, I just will have to go and put stop all. Or I would say delete this, and I will now make both of these sprites change their color. So the cat changes its color and sprite 2 changes its color because I adjusted the code here. I would say I will put a if condition here. I'll say if score is greater than, I will say 5 here, 5, stop all the scripts, right? And I need to put this one inside a, oh no, I can just keep pressing the space and each time this will be executed. Right, now let's go. Both of them are changing the colors because until the score is 10, both of them would be changing their colors. But once they reach the score 10, what happens is, no, the 5, if it's greater than 5, actually the whole entire script would stop. Which means until the game stops at score 5, and the cat and as well as sprite 2 would be changing the color up to 10. But the game itself is not going to go up to 10, it's going to stop at 5. Let's check this out. And once the stop all is executed, or once the stop all code is run, what happens is the cat will stop changing its color and also the sprite 2 will stop changing its color. Let's check this out. That's score is 1, now the score is 2, both of them are changing colors and still the codes are running. See, these set of codes are highlighted here, which means these codes are running, and even these codes are running. But once the score is going to go more than 5, which means the score becomes 6 here, see, you will notice that there is no highlighting of these codes, which means all the codes stop. Press the score again, press the space, score is 3, score is 4, 5, and is the score greater than 5? No, the score is equal to 5. So still the cat is changing its color and the sprite 2 is changing its color. Alright, now if I press the space again, the score will move to 6 and all the scripts would stop, and if all the scripts would stop, the sprite 1 and sprite 2 will stop changing its color. Do you see that? Once I press this space bar here, the highlighting of these codes have disappeared. Even for this sprite here, the cat stopped changing its color, sprite 2 stopped changing its color, because we've put a code here saying, hey look, if the score is going to be greater than 5, you must stop all the codes. I'll again show this to you. I'll set the score to 0. Now the score is set to 0, and when I press the enter key, until the score is going to be greater than 10, both of these sprites are going to change their colors. I have pressed the enter key, which means the green flag is in org, and you see these set of codes are highlighted and these set of codes are highlighted, and both of these sprites are changing their color, but the score is only 0. To increase the score, I'm just going to press the space bar. Now the score is 1. Still the colors are changing. Score is 2. Score is 3, 4, 5, and we're checking here if the score is greater than 5. No, 5 is not greater than 5. That's the reason still both of these scripts are running. These scripts are running and these scripts are running because the score is 5 and it is not greater than 5. But once it becomes 6, see the highlighting here? For both of these codes, the highlighting will disappear, saying that they are not running. The highlighting of the codes pretty much tells you that these set of codes are now running. And when the set of codes are running, that's why the sprite 1 and sprite 2 are changing the color. With no further delay, what I'm going to do now is to go and change the score to 6, and you will notice that the codes are going to stop. Fantastic. So that is about the control. As I told you, this is the brain of Scratch, and pretty much it goes and controls everything in Scratch. However, the codes inside the control does not have a meaning by themselves. Say for example in motion, if I say move 10 steps for sprite 2, it has a meaning. So the sprite moves 10 steps. But in control, only this one has a meaning by itself, this one has a meaning by itself, but most of these code blocks are to be used in combination with the code blocks from motion, looks, sound, pen, and also the sensing, operators, and variables. Although we have covered a little bit of variables, we will have to go and look more in detail the making of variable and changing various things with variables, and also how to delete a variable and when to make a and how to make a list and how to use a list, all of that. We'll also look at sensing from the next video, which is very important in making games in Scratch. Then also the most important part is the operators. There are numerical operators, logical operators, Boolean operators, and other operators, and also some math operators available in Scratch. So for this video, so far what we have seen is we have explored the use of the control code blocks and how they can be used to repeatedly perform something using a forever loop, or repeatedly performing something to a set number of times by using the repeat loop. And we also looked at how to check the condition if and else if. Say for example here, I would go and demonstrate those programs in a later session, but yeah, this if and else can be used for several other applications, and along with it can be used along with the variables and also the operators.